Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Noise and welcome back to Sky Factory 2.5. In the last episode, we did a little bit of ME stuff, some auto crafting. What else did we do? That was pretty much it. We did some auto crafting and just got into the basics of all that. We made our first molecular assembler and our ME interface plus our crafting processors. Trying to think if we did anything else. Not really. But today we are going to continue along with that. So actually, we're gonna do two things. We're gonna do. I'm coming up with this just now. So last time I believe it might have been before. We have a feature huge liquid orbs, which is nice, and we managed to get molten bedrockium. Now that's kind of expensive, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make a bedrock dimension. So bedrock dimension. We'll do something like this with this. There's a warning. I think it's like that, liquid, and then feature. Don't care about biomes, controllers, don't care. Effects, I want an effect none. And anything else? We could put other void, not void. We could put other liquids. I saw liquid void metal, and I went right to that. But we could put other liquids in there. I don't think that's going to be that important to do. Is there anything else we're going to want? End stone would be nice. But I don't think that's going to be necessary for this one. Mobs, don't care. Sky colors, don't care. Time, I actually don't care. Weather, I also don't care. So we will add this in there and we'll store it. And this is going to require a lot of RF to start off with, and then just 7,000 RF per tick. Now this guy is making 18. This is making 40 RF per tick. It's not going to be the prettiest, but we'll go ahead and put that in there. I swore I named it. Bedrock. Store. There we go. I don't know why the name didn't take the first time, but there we go. There's a few other things we could do to make that a little bit better. There is a dimlet that is efficiency. That is, I believe it's craftable. So it ups the creation cost, but it requires less maintenance. So that is something we might want to try to find. I swore those were craftable. I guess not in this. Oh, yes they are, but we have to do this. So we need the essence. So we need a mining, an iron pick with efficiency 2, plus some gas tier ender eyes, or we can get another star with a efficiency 3 diamond pick. So that is something we could do. Plus we need to actually craft dimlets, and we don't have that technology yet. It's something we might end up doing, but I don't know yet. But anyways, so as you can see, I cleaned up this corner a little bit. I just kind of put everything in here. Plus we have a whole bunch of treasures. I will open those later. So yeah, today we are going to kind of reorganize our ME system, get it out from here and put it over there, I think. Or at least we're going to put some of the stuff over here. What we might do is just run cables underneath for the ME system, put the controller like right here. In fact, you know what? That would be kind of cool. We put the controller like right where this torch is, or yeah, where the torch is. Would be kind of cool. Or actually, we might put it one block underneath and then put some thinking glass. We could do the hardened and lightened Enlightened cleared glass. That's alloy smelter. We might be able to do that. The other thing we could do is, what is it called? It's the clear glass. It's quite clear glass, enlightened clear glass. No, it's oh, it is quartz glass thing. Usage. Oof. The usage of this, because it's another glowstone type glass, but it's based off of this right here, vibrant quartz glass. That's what it's called. So what we can do is get glowstone, get 2 pieces of glowstone, and we'll just get 1 piece. That's good enough. And then what we could do is just break this and put the vibrant, and it'll illuminate as well. And then we can see the controller once we put it down there. So if we put the controller there, you can run wires both sides. We'll put our crafting stuff over here, and there is a zombie pigman. He's angry. He's also dead. Cool. So just stuff like that. So one last thing I want to grab. I got a soaring bag, and I want to open that on camera. Nether quartz. I think that might be all that ever comes out of there. I'm not entirely sure, but anyways, we can keep most of this over here, all of our ME drives and all that, but we'll move all the auto crafting over to that side. So next thing I want to do is I want to make some more interfaces. So let's make. We can make one more interface, which is fine. Let's take all of this stuff out, and we will also grab this guy. And you know what? Let's just go ahead and grab that, and the processors. Why not? And the glass cable. Cool. So, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to use these ME interfaces like so. Actually, no, we want them blocks. Can we make any more molecular assemblers? I don't remember how bad these were to make. We need more formation cores. That's the big thing. Let's make 2 sets of those and 2 sets of those. And we just need a crafting table. I need planks. I think what I'll just do is make a whole bunch, put them in here, and we have 2 now. That's better. And we'll go ahead and start setting this up. So up here we're going to have a machine, and that's pretty much it. Down here is where I want to have all of the crafting stuff. I think this is gonna be the best. So let's put this and that. Molecular assemblers, you know what? They can go up here with. So we'll have a interface here with molecular assembler, like so. And what's gonna be the best? This one will probably be the best way, because I also want an interface here. That looks good. Can do something like this and this. So this interface is going to be for a lot of this kind of stuff. We'll need to make more interfaces soon. And then this interface for right now is going to be. Actually, we should probably make more interfaces now. So you know what? Let's turn our item dislocator back on and plug this hole, and we'll break this one. And we'll do something like, actually, I'm gonna want those to be dense cables. So we'll get to that in a moment. We're gonna want to make some dense cable. Dense cable. So the way Applied Energistics 2 works is channels. So ME controller has 32 channels on each side. I believe it is. I believe it's 32. And it, of course, it doesn't say. And then there's also there's three types of cables. There's the normal, well, four technically, but there's three types of cables that are interesting to us. There's the glass cables. There is smart cable, which shows how many channels, up to 8, because that is what these can transfer. And then dense cables, which, yeah, it's 32, and each side of the controller can emit 32 channels. And basically the challenge is this uses channels, this uses channels, this uses channels. Each interface will use a channel, and each crafting processor will use a channel. So the trick is to not lose all of your channels. It's as easy as that. So what we're going to do is we're going to send out 32 channels over here with a dense cable. Now hopefully we can make it. That's the only question. I just want a normal, not colored dense cable. I just want this. So we need covered cables. We need a lot of cables. So I need to get Flux. How can I get these guys easily? Flux essence from Flux seeds. So that is one way, or I can craft them one at a time, or common loot bags, or I can put them into the world. So let's get some charged surges. Let's get like 16. We're gonna need nether quartz, which I don't have much of, but I have enough, and redstone. So we're gonna make, if we can find some water, there's water right here. We're going to make some Flux. So that'll take a second, it'll do its thing. We get 2 for each. And now we have 32 Flux crystals. We're going to keep those for right now, except for we're going to take 8 of them. No, that's only 2. Let's do 16. We're going to take 16 of them. We're going to get some Imperio Essence and some Necio Seeds. And we're going to start growing Flux crystals, because that's going to be important. So let's come over here and get a whole bunch of Minicio. And yeah, I think Magic Crops is going to be the best way to do this. So there's one more. Cool. So this should be good enough. We'll make a whole bunch of the seeds that we can, and we'll plant them in there and let it go. So let's get the Master Infusion. I'll put those in there for right now. And let's go ahead and craft these. Eventually this is something I will have auto-crafted. A lot of things are going to be auto-crafted eventually. So we need the seeds, which I have to remember it's wheat seeds wrapped around. We have a few, but just throw this stuff in here. It's the wheat seeds wrapped around with the Minicio, so we need, what, 16? There's 2. We need 2 more. I miscounted. So yeah, once we can make the Flux crystals, then that'll be then things will be a little bit easier, just because we're not gonna have to do much with all of this stuff. So let's get this. Just because the Flux crystals are a pain to craft otherwise. Luckily we are getting charged Certus quartz, but typically if you're not, too bad. Then you'd have to use a charger, and that takes time, and it's not really easy to automate. It's more pain than it's worth. So magical crops it is. Now obviously I don't have a very good magical crop set up, so I need some more. I need 2 more stacks, don't I? Actually, can I convert VCO essence in this? Some mod packs will let you, some won't. This one does, so let's go ahead and convert this back down. We'll put the seeds in the middle, and there's fluic seeds. Awesome. So let's put that back. We are going to come over here, tell this iron can go off, put that there. This has a filter. We will put like so. And iron we can go ahead and break. So yeah, that should be good. This will kind of do its thing. They'll grow eventually, and we can then make more fluix crystals as we need them. So now I want to go ahead and get what am I doing over here? I want to go ahead and get some more cables. So fluix crystals, let's just use 8. So 16, and then you need to cover the cables, which is just wool. Can you uncover them? That is the question, because this is also how you make smart cable and the dense cable. Does not look like you can, so let's just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do 16. So 1 more. And 2 more covered, so that we can do so we need redstone and glowstone to make the smart cables as well, just so we can keep track of how many channels we're using and all that fun stuff. We're gonna do 2 of those, and then we're gonna do 4 dense. Dense cables are so expensive, but eventually we're gonna want a lot. So this is gonna be like so, and I'll go ahead and kind of prepare for future. We're gonna want to do something like that. So right here, we are going to do just a normal glass cable that comes up here, and there's going to be interfaces here and here, and then eventually there's going to be more. Same with the molecular assemblers, so one will go here, and for now one will just go here, and we'll make a little pattern. We can do 2 stacks of these. Not the most efficient, but it's good enough for now. And then we'll have to do some other trickery if we want to bring any more over. So we can, for right now, do this. And there we go. Cool. So I want to have a smart cable up here. Basically where this guy is. Now I'm feeding this with energy directly, so until I can move the energy, I really can't move that, and I need to get more cables before I can do that. So Fluke's glass cables, we need more of those. You always need more cables in this. It's kind of ridiculous sometimes, but right there they are. So let's just make as many as we can. 8. It's not going to be enough. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it'll be just enough. So the next thing we need to do, I think I put it in here. Yes, so I have 42 hardened flux ducts. We're going to want to start wiring those up. So we'll put the power right here, and we'll just extend it along like so. That'll work. So presumably all we have to do now is turn our magnet on. We'll go ahead and grab this guy, not fall out of the world. And then if we place him right here, he should get power. And if I place a smart cable like so, and then just the standard cables, it'll show me how many channels I'm using. So should be 3, which 3 plus 1, and then if we look at the bottom, it says it's using 4 channels. That's exactly what it is, so that is perfect. That's what we want to see. Now I should be able to come over here and throw this stuff in here. But the only thing is it will not craft anything yet. So we do something like this. Will look good. So it won't craft anything quite yet because we don't have any processors. The processors are down here and they're not powered. So I need to either make more flux crystals or flux cables or something. So let's see, I need quartz fiber, I believe it's called. Right here. Let's just make a bunch of that, and then we can do the flux cable. And 8 more. That's enough right now. This is going to change a lot as we go. Mostly because right now, if I was to put the interfaces and then do another row and do more interfaces, we'd actually lose a lot of channels because this is using a channel. But now we have auto crafting, so it's not that big of a deal. We're going to want to learn how to do much more auto crafting, but I think for now we're going to kind of stop doing this, and we're going to look into something else. So Bedrockium is something that's kind of awesome and kind of useful. We have 1 ingot of it. We're going to want more to make the transfer nodes hyper energy and Bedrockium drums, and if we want to make the reinforced watering can. It's not something that's super useful, but it's going to be useful enough. Now here's the thing, if we want to get a drum, we can make a drum pretty easily. Done this before. It's just a bunch of iron, and there's a drum. So let's get a drum of Bedrockium. Why not? We're going to want a lot so we can get more Bedrockium drums, so that when we find stuff that is actually useful to us, we can get a lot. So in order to do that, we're going to want a pump. And the best pump that I know of is the endothermic pump. I believe it's hyphenated. Yes. So the endothermic pump. Alright, we have some ender infused obsidian. That's not too difficult. We need water bucket, lava bucket, iron pick, and that's pretty much it. Cool. So we just need 2 buckets, which, hey, lo and behold, we have 2 right here. We need to go grab lava and water. There's some lava right here, and there's some water over here. Perfect. So we can go ahead and make this. Let's go kill the witch. I need to turn my magnet off, or else I'm going to get way too much stuff. Alright, cool. So we have the endothermic pump. Now we need to do a couple more things before we can go into the Bedrockium world. One, we should probably turn it on. That's going to be important. That's probably also going to drain a lot of our power. But we're not going to be there all that long. Oh hey, the mini steel world is still there. So put those in there. they will lose power eventually. So that guy is going to take a while to power up. We do have plenty of power backup, but that's one thing that we do want to keep an eye on. So we are going to want to next get power transfer. So we're going to want, we're going to need, actually we're just going to need a tesseract. Actually, if we can get 2, that'd be awesome. So we need 2 tesseract frames, which means we need Indirium. That's not too bad. Resonant Ender is actually pretty easy. So let's go get a couple buckets of that, because I have it down here. This is something that we're going to kind of automate later, is getting Indirium, because Indirium is so useful. But now we're going to want, let's see, silver. Let's take 16. We're also going to want 10. I think it's 32. Usages of this. So it's 2 tin, 1 silver, and shiny. So I do have quite a bit of shiny. So let's grind all this up. Then we can make the Indirium. The last thing that we're going to need is Bedrockium. So let's just get as much of that as we can. We're going to need coal ground up, so we'll take a stack of that. We'll do that later. But let's see what else we're going to need for the tesseract frame. So the tesseract frame, we can make 1. We need hardened glass as well. So hardened glass is obsidian and lead. So I believe once this is done, we'll do the obsidian, because that's going to take a minute. And then we can go ahead and make the second tesseract. And we'll fill that up with the Indirium, and that'll be pretty much all we need. So let's get the stuff going. Now these need, it's only a bucket of Indirium to be filled, and we might as well just use this. There's so much stuff in here. I really need to get this cleaned up. So we'll just bring this over here, throw these guys in here. Alternatively, we could be using a solar panel for this, but meh. Alright, let's do silver next. Get more hardened glass. And yeah, we just need a little bit more Indirium. We need, let's see, magma crucible. And we'll go ahead and put that in there. And yeah, once we have all this kind of pulverized, we're going to want to make another pulverizer. We're also going to want to make a resonant one that's a little bit faster for our auto crafting stuff. That's kind of what all of this is going to be. I'm going to have some more channels over here with the pulverizer interface, and pretty much anything else that we need. So let's see, there's one, and it's waiting for the rest. That's done. Alright, so hardened glass can go in there. Let's go ahead and put this, 2 of each of those. I can put the rest in here. We can put this guy in there. So 1, 2, and we can start cooking this up. And once we get the Indirium, then we can go ahead and make the tesseracts, and that is what's going to power our stuff in the other dimension. Once we go there, once we can put our warp down, not worry about it ever again. Alright, so we should be getting close. There's the other Tesseract frame. Put this stuff away. And fill this one up as well. Recipe, what do we need to do to this next? It's not recipe, usage. Bronze and silver. I think we have both of those. Hopefully we do. That is almost done. How is... Oh my gosh, it's not keeping up with power demands. That's not good. We're going to want to boost that power. So, let's grab this guy. And we'll place him down right there and tell him output on the bottom. Is that helping? Not quite enough. This is going to be really dangerous, so yeah, I don't know if I'm going to want to do this. Oh hey, these things. I can get rid of most of them because the only one I need left is the chicken. We can do that. Alright, so, you know what, second thought, let's take that out. This has no power. We need to start generating more than 7,000 RF per tick before we can do this. Much more, actually. So, yeah, we need more power. What a surprise. So, if we get this filled with more core, if we fill the core with more yellorium, that'll be one thing. We can get a little bit more. So we'll finish what we're doing and we'll just try to make everything a little bit better. So let that go. Put that in there. So we need Tesseract. So right here we need bronze, of course. So bronze, what's gonna be the easiest way? Not like that. Thermal foundation. We can do, okay, we can do that in the induction smelter. So we need tin and copper. We'll make a decent amount of it. So let that go for a moment. Once we have 8, then that's what we need. There's our 2 Tesseracts. We will put one, for now, we'll put it right here. Output to that, we will set the frequency 1 to main power. Configuration. Sending energy. That's all I wanted to do. It shouldn't be taking power right now because it has no need to. But all of this is perfectly going. We just need to get this bed up. Because it won't make any more gravel until the sand's done. And the sand's backed up. So yeah. I guess that's both good and bad, but whatever. I'm not too worried about that. So let's grab the yellorium. Let's see if this helps our power situation. So let's dump this in there. And we're up to a little bit more RF per tick. Eventually this will back up again. I could... Ooh, this is tempting. I could do something a little risky. So what I could do, I have everything I need. Let's actually configure this. Receiving energy. That's all I want. This is sending energy. And then I believe if I pick this up, it should be pre-configured. Yes. Cool. So this has got a lot of energy. This is going to be risky, but dialing device, home base, dial once, and we're going to put this in here. It's got a decent amount of power, but we don't have much time, so let's run it in here. Hopefully nothing's like terrible here. Oh my gosh, this is actually kind of awesome. Molten Bedrockium. We want that, so let's put this like so. We'll put the drum like so. And it's going to fill up pretty quickly. But oh my gosh, this is... Oh wow, that's why it's so expensive. Let's turn this on. We're going to vein mine this. Oh, and it's filled. All of these are filled. I'm hungry. Okay, that's okay. Let's come down here. We're going to shift click. We're going to add new bedrock. Commit. Lock. And let's just grab this guy. It's full, so we'll grab all this stuff and we will teleport out. So we have a lot of bedrock, Bedrockium now, so we can make a bunch of Bedrockium drums, and that still has power, so that's cool. But oh my gosh, that world is kind of amazing. I need to process all of this ore, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a... Just grab a hopper and item ducts. And for right now, we're gonna put this stuff in here. This guy I'm gonna set out here for right now. We have 256 buckets of bedrockium. That's a lot of bedrock. I think that's gonna be good for right now. So let's break this wall. Pulverizer, I want... Actually, no. I want to do this. I want this guy to export everything out there. I want you to take it all and put it up. And we're going to grab a chest. And we're going to do a hopper into the top, and then we're going to do another chest. That'll be good, and we'll have basically all the copper we'll need for any time soon. This will kind of just process, do its thing. Copper in here has a chance of giving us gold. So every once in a while I'll get some gold, and it should be working just fine. So cool. I'll check on that later. But let's go ahead and do something kind of cool. So we want bedrock. So the best way to do this is if we casting frame. Casting basin. What we can do, I believe, is if we take this guy over here and we break this, and you know what, let's break all of this. We'll put the casting basin down. We'll put liquid transposer here and put the drum there. And I believe we can just do it like so. That'll start making bedrockium. Now it takes a little bit, but a bedrockium drum, for the record, just takes 6 bedrock. So we get 2, that's 18, that's 3 drums. And the field of view. So we can do this. We can get gold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we can also do, what's it, cauldrons. We do 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. And we can make 3 Bedrockium drums. And we can start filling these up with whatever we want. So that'll empty eventually. And we can start kind of looking at being overpowered a little bit more than we already are. We've still got a lot of stuff to do, but we're making progress. So I think the next big thing that we need to do is kind of focus on, one, I need to clean up more. And I think the biggest thing we need to worry about is kind of making all of the it's a crappy one. Kind of making all of the changes that we need to start switching over to an AE system and just upgrading power and getting a better supply of resources. One of the things that we need to do, in fact, is kind of increase these, make it so that everything goes a little bit better. You know, I can actually go ahead and put a stack of gravel and a stack of dust in these just to give them something to do. But definitely need to do more with the ender pearls. We have way too many ender pearls to do anything with. So what I can do is I can always just melt them. That can be one of the things I do, is just melt them down into a bedrock drum. And go from there. So for right now, I'm just going to put these in here. And we'll go from there. So I think next time, you know, I think we might do something different. I think we might start getting into some magical stuff next time. And I will kind of clean up this area, and I'll kind of make more patterns and all that stuff. And as I do, I'll show you guys. But for the most part, it's just a matter of getting more supplies. And now that we have bedrock, I can get the amazing... wait, I already have that, don't I? It's hard to remember with all these series that I have what all I have in each world. I have the reinforced watering can, so no reason to make this again, but I just need to make more magical crop seeds and all that fun stuff and just upgrade all this stuff, especially the Eulorium. I need more Eulorium. That is something I'm very much missing. Unfortunately, it doesn't do much. Something we could work towards is getting either liquid Eulorium or the yellowite ores, and basically doing exactly what we just did. So that is something to look into. Let's see if there's any. So liquid molten lutecrite. I don't know that we can use lutecrite as a fuel though. I don't know that it goes into the reactor. How do we make it? I think you have to make the blocks, yeah. And it's plutonium and inderium with blaze rods. It's expensive. But we could always do... Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll have to figure out some stuff to do. We need to get more fuel for the reactor. That's probably the biggest thing. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like we've gotten any molten yellowite or plutonium. And those are the two that really matter. Oh my god, 45 blocks of bedrockium. Yeah, I don't think we're going to need to go get more bedrock. So cool. But anyways, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the episode off here. We got a lot done. We got the ME system kind of rearranged. We made that awesome bedrock world and cut a ton of bedrock. So now we can start going and getting other liquids that we want. and filling up huge drums of those. So that is really good stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!